You're listening to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. For more great content, including bonus videos of events in and around Paris, please join us on Patreon. Hello, and welcome to Don't Miss This, your weekly roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, the creator and founder of the Paris Underground Radio podcast network. Each week on Don't Miss This, I'll share 10 of the best things happening in Paris. If you'd like an extended written version, complete with dates and descriptions and direct links to those 10 events, plus a number of others I couldn't fit into the podcast, this week there are 12 additional events, then just head over to Patreon to have your very own downloadable weekly schedule sent just to you. Sign up at patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio. This week starts with a dark twist on a Scottish play and ends with a boozy trip to Japan. In between, honor the heroes that fought against slavery and the reporters who fought for the truth. Party with drag queens, attend a lavish ball, dip your toe into the Christmas spirit, and so much more. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, November 5th through Saturday, November 11th, 2023. What would have happened if Shakespeare had been bitten by the opera bug? Well, beginning this Monday, November 6th, you'll have the chance to find out, with a brand new opera opening at the Opéra Comique called Macbeth Underworld, which is deeply inspired by Shakespeare's Macbeth. Quote, "All are dead, but some do not know it. Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, the spectre of Banquo, the child. The dead child is the cornerstone of the guilt which haunts the Macbeths, condemned to relive their past. Emblematic of evil, the Shakespearean couple takes us into the darkest regions of the human soul." End quote. Pascal Dussapin, one of the greatest opera creators today, composed his score to a text by Frédéric Boyer, which was based upon the original play. The performances come by way of the Opéra National de Lyon, under the direction of Thomas Joly, and the musical direction of Franck Olu. The opera will take place in 8 chapters, lasting around an hour and 45 minutes, without an intermission. It will be performed in English with French and English surtitles. Macbeth Underworld will be at the Opéra Comique from Monday, November 6th through November 12th, and tickets start at €6. For more information, please visit opera-comique.com. That's opera-comique.com. Have you ever thought about the luxury fashion houses and how they began? Have you ever thought about not the designers, but the sellers? Well, this week, a new exhibit opens in the town hall of the 16th arrondissement, dedicated to Françoise, the first vendeuse in a luxury house who devoted her life to Lanvin and Chanel. A resident of the 16th arrondissement, Françoise worked with Lanvin and Chanel for more than 40 years, and it's her archives and memoirs that lie at the heart of this exhibit, and her advice and expertise that shaped the wardrobes of some of the greatest French and American families, as well as some of France's first ladies. This exhibit, created in collaboration with the Palais Galliera, is titled Mémoire d'une élégante, or Memory of an Elegant Woman, and highlights the golden age of haute couture from 1920 to 1970 through Françoise's eyes. Here you'll find a large collection of old photographs, fashion magazines, Guerlain perfume bottles, jewelry, designer evening dresses, handbags, and shoes. Mémoire d'une élégante will be at the Marais du 16e from Monday, November 6th through November 25th and is free to attend. For more information, please visit marais16.paris.fr. That's MARIE16.paris.fr. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? While you muse on this query from one of the greatest philosophers of our time, the Cabaret Club from the second season of Drag Race France will make their way to the Folies Bergère. Hosted by Nikki Doll, whom American viewers will remember as the French contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race, this show is coming hot from its run at the Casino de Paris and will feature performances by queens Cookie Cunty, Ginger Bitch, Kitty Space, Mami Wada, Moon, Piche Punani, Rose, Sarah Forever, Vespi, and of course, Keona, the Season 2 winner. Drag Race France Saison 2 légendaire will be at the Folies Bergère from Tuesday, November 7th through November 18th, and tickets begin at €29. For more information, please visit foliesbergere.com. That's FOLIESBERGERE.com. As the days grow shorter and the sky grows darker, you may be looking for ways to add more color to your life. If so, might I suggest the exhibit Le Japon en couleurs, Photographie du 19e siècle, or Japan in Colors, 19th Century Photographs, in the library of the Musée des Arts Décoratifs. Here you'll find 35 photographs, taken between the 1860s and the 1890s, originally taken in black and white, but colorized by masters from that time. They show a stylized type of photography popular in 19th century Japan, creating images that would then be sold to tourists or sent to the West to reinforce the idea of Japan as an exotic land. Quote, "These photographs depict an idealized, stereotypical Japan. The images do not reflect reality, but a staging designed to fit the image that Europeans had of the land of the rising sun during this period. This is how we can see in the photographs women in traditional kimono, samurai, yakuza, priests, palanquin bearers. Stereotypes are reinforced and carefully manufactured to please buyers, a bit as if Americans created a series about a young woman arriving in Paris, eating croissants in luxury outfits in front of the Louvre Museum." End quote. You'll learn how this style of photography came to be, how the images were produced, how they were then marketed and sold, and the paradoxes they created between reality and fiction for tourists and the Japanese alike. Le Japon en couleurs, Photographie du 19e siècle, will be in the library of the Musée des Arts Décoratifs from Wednesday, November 8th through December 31st, and is included in your museum ticket price. For more information, please visit madparis.fr. Halloween is over, so you know what that means. It's time for Christmas. At least that's what La Samaritaine believes, as they will reveal their new holiday decorations this Wednesday. This year's theme is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, thanks to a collaboration with Warner Brothers and their theatrical release of the movie Wonka, starring everyone's favorite Franco-American Timothée Chalamet. In the shop windows, you'll find sparkling Christmas trees made of wedding cakes. Inside, you'll be treated to a photography exhibit by Canadian artist Gab Bois, a huge chocolate Christmas tree, an enormous advent calendar, and a giant chandelier overflowing with candy. The store aisles will also be lined with giant lollipops created by artist Thomas Lieuleland. Noël à la Samaritaine will be at La Samaritaine from Wednesday, November 8th through January 9th, 2024, and is free to attend. For more information, please visit dfs.com/en/SAMARITAINE. The very next day, Printemps Houseman will get in on the Christmas act with Noël en papier, Les vœux sont exaucés, or Paper Christmas, Wishes Come True. Last year, Naomi Campbell and Isabelle Hubert were on hand for the inaugural festivities. This year, it'll be none other than Balance ton porc denier Catherine Deneuve. So, what will a Paper Christmas entail? Well, the wishes of the entire world, carried by messenger birds, will come to each of the 11 store windows. You'll find 4 animated scenes detailing the flights of enchanted wishes. First, there's the Call for Wishes, where messenger birds will collect the wishes. Then, Waiting for Wishes, with birds gathering on wires above Printemps. Followed by Wish Processing, overseen by animated owls. Then finally, the Metamorphosis of Wishes, housed under the store's dome, where birds of all colors busily prepare the gifts for those who wished for them. Inside, Printemps has partnered with the House of Prada, and you'll find decor inspired by Milanese landmarks, and an atrium transformed into an 11-meter-high paper library. Then, of course, there's the Christmas tree, this year made of white and gold envelopes in a nod to Prada's emblematic Saffiano leather. In total, you will find 170,000 paper decoration elements, including 95 animated characters, 3.4 kilometers of string lights, and 170 trees throughout the store. In addition to the decorations, you'll find plenty of creative workshops, toy and game demonstrations, and more. Noël en papier, les vœux sont exaucés will be at Printemps Haussmann from Thursday, November 9th through January 1st, 2024, with the inauguration by Catherine Deneuve on Thursday, November 9th at 5:30 p.m. Everything is free to attend, and more information can be found at printemps.com. That's PRINTEMPS.com. Let's head now across the river to one of the most important monuments in Paris, the Pantheon. As you know, the Pantheon is a mausoleum used as a final resting place of honor for people who have made significant contributions to the history of France. Beginning on Thursday, November 9th, a new exhibit will come to the Pantheon, honoring some of the great men and women who dared to fight against slavery, with Oser la liberté, figure des combats contre l'esclavage, or Daring for Freedom, figures in the fight against slavery. This exhibit will follow 4 centuries of struggle, and you'll learn about important figures like Toussaint Louverture, Louis Delcré, Aimé Césaire, Félix Éboué, Josephine Baker, Abbé Grégoire, Condorcet, and Victor Schœlcher, who have been inducted into the Pantheon, as well as other key figures like Olympe de Gouges, Macondo, and Julien Raymond. Here you'll find all sorts of archives, paintings, sculptures, letters, photographs, and audiovisual devices examining the slave trade in the 15th century, slavery during the Enlightenment and the French Revolution, the Haitian slave revolt in the 18th century, the abolition, then re-establishment of slavery under Napoleon Bonaparte, up to and including the modern-day battle against slavery around the world. Quote, the successful fights took place for centuries, supported by thinkers, political figures, artists who demanded freedom and equality for all. The Pantheon unveils an important, strong, moving exhibition and reminds us that these struggles are still relevant today. End quote. Oser la liberté, figure des combats contre l'esclavage, will be at the Pantheon from Thursday, November 9th through February 11th, 2024. Tickets are €11.50, and more information can be found at paris.pantheon.fr. What happens when a 21-year-old college student from a small town in Kansas, who's never even before stepped foot in a big American city, decides to hop on a plane and spend her summer in Paris, France? Well, that's what award-winning student journalist Abby Riffle just did. And, lucky for us, she recorded her experiences along the way, beginning a month before she left and ending a month after she got back. Abby will take you along for the ride in the brand new podcast, A Broadening My Horizons on Paris Underground Radio, available wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Don't miss this. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. And now, back to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. Are you looking for an excuse to don your best 18th century ball gown or waistcoat? Well, head to the Hôtel de la Marine to attend a reconstruction of an historic ball, as it might once have been given, in this stunning mansion-turned-museum on Friday, November 10th. This event, organized in collaboration with the Carnet des Bals Association, known for their sumptuous reconstructions of grand historic balls, will be held in the main courtyard and the staterooms. Period costumes are appreciated but not obligatory. Please note, the part of the ball held in the Cour d'Honneur will be accessible for free without ticket purchase, but you'll need a night entry ticket to attend the ball given in the staterooms. The Bal d'époque 18e siècle will be held at the Hôtel de la Marine on Friday, November 10th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., and full access tickets are €17. For more information, please visit hotel-de-la-marine.paris. This Saturday marks the 50th anniversary of Libération, the left-leaning daily newspaper founded by Jean-Paul Sartre and Serge July in 1973 after the protests in May 1968. In honor of this illustrious event, they will be throwing a slightly less than 24-hour non-stop celebration, Les 24 Heures de Libé, at the Philharmonie de Paris, featuring Isabelle Huppert and Jean-Paul Gaultier. Quote, the idea is simple. Unfold the newspaper from the first to the last page and bring each section to life, end quote. The event begins at 9 a.m. with an editorial conference hosted by Dove Alphon, Libé's editorial director. Following this, you can rediscover the paper's different sections, from culture, society, and planet to the last page portraits and the photo department. 12 narrators will tell short stories which, taken end to end, reflect upon the world's highlights and those of the newspaper, offering a unique perspective on the role of the press over the decades. Some of the highlights include a masterclass held by Isabelle Huppert, a debate on LGBTQIA+ struggles with Jean-Paul Gaultier, Paul B. Preciado, and Laura Vasquez, and a roundtable about democracy in danger with Raphael Glucksmann, Matvichuk, and Lionel Zinsou, with special guest Olivier Dubois, the journalist detained for several years in Niger. But the real fun begins at 8 p.m., starting with a show featuring stories told by journalists to the music of Vanessa Wagner and the Orchestre de Paris. And at 11 p.m., the Nuit de Libé will really kick off with live, musical, mostly electro performances by artists from around the world. Les 24 Heures de Libé will be at the Philharmonie de Paris on Saturday, November 11th from 9 a.m. to 4:30 a.m., and tickets are €50. For more information, please visit 24h.liberation.fr. We'll end this week with an event that will carry you through the next. What once was Paris Cocktail Week is now back as Sochu Week, celebrating sochu, a spirit that has been made in southern Japan for 500 years. Sochu is made through a process of fermentation, then distillation, and the ingredients, fermented with a mushroom, can include rice, sweet potato, or barley, and remains little known in France. For Sochu Week, 10 Parisian bars, including Apricot and Iwalu, Castor Club, Classique Café, Combat, Copper Bay, Danico, Divine, Monsieur Antoine, and Underpool, will feature original recipes with sochu front and center. In addition, Sunday and Monday, the 12th and 13th, will be expanded to include more spirits in Japan, with around 250 Japanese spirits and 100 selected eau de vie, either unobtainable or unknown in Europe, will be available for tasting. Sochu Week will take place in select bars from Saturday, November 11th to Saturday, November 18th in 10 select Parisian bars, and Spirits of Japan will take place on Sunday, November 12th and Monday, November 13th in the Ateliers Richelieu. Prices vary, and more information can be found on Instagram. Just look for Paris Cocktail Week. Well, that's it for this edition of Don't Miss This. For the extended newsletter version, which includes 12 more events, including written descriptions and direct links, please join me on Patreon at patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio. Thank you for listening to Don't Miss This. If you like this episode, please rate and review it. It really helps. And tell a friend, that helps too. If you attend any of the events listed in this podcast, please let me know at Paris Underground Radio on Instagram or Facebook. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria. That's JennyPhoria. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Happy exploring! Don't Miss This is produced by Jennifer Garrity for Paris Underground Radio. For more on this show and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com.